All right, and we are starting our first leg of our Toronto trip here. Just got my 2 sausage burritos, and I'm here with Colin. Colin, what'd you get for your McDonald's?
I got me a sausage McGriddle and a caramel macchiato, homie G.
All right, and it is what, like 5 in the morning right now?
5:49, baby.
And we'll be in Toronto in approximately 3-4 Toronto time.
This past weekend was a Toronto Regional Championship, and I managed to get 37th place at about 1,550 people, and I decided to play Lost Tina. Lost Tina is an archetype that I think it has a lot of potential, as its really good matchups are absurdly good. They're very lopsided into your favor, and its bad matchups are very lopsided outside of your favor. So as long as you're able to hit those good matchups, this deck is incredible. And my goal this weekend was to dodge Colorless Lugia and Turbo. Unfortunately, I hit 3 turbos, as you can see over here. I hit 1, 2, 3 turbos, and I managed to go 1 and 2 versus them. It is of your worst matchups. And then Lugia, thankfully, I only hit 1 Lugia the entire tournament, which is pretty crazy considering how popular that deck is.
All right, so we're about halfway to Canada right now. We're stopped at a BP right now. Colin's getting a hair tie.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Nathan?
I go
There you go.
4 more hours of Dragon Quest.
Woo, 4 more hours of Dragon Quest.
I can close it.
I think we're good.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I don't need anything. All right, we're at sunny out still. We're looking at the ETA about 3 o'clock, and then we can go to the venue, get some dinner, and
Win some games.
win some games tomorrow. Yes, sir. Got to do my deck list tonight. Yeah, I'll see you in the finals, buddy.
If we look at the list, it's a little bit unconventional. Obviously, we have the core members here of 4 Comfy, 2 Sableye, Spiritomb, Cram, Ninja, Manaphy, a 3-3 Tina line, and the addition of the Splup Ditto with Transformative Start. This is the Splup Ditto that I decided to include in my deck. There was a regional that someone got top 8 with this deck in Sablezard. And the way that they justified playing this card is they said it was an additional Comfy, or during your turn you can combo into something like a Cramorant. This is once per turn. If it is your first turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may search your deck for a basic Pokemon. You find Accept Ditto, discard this Pokemon, and then put the chosen Pokemon in its place. So basically it's going to put your Ditto in the discard pile, and it's going to get any Pokemon you want from your deck. As long as it's a basic, put it right in the active. This card was really good all day. I led it maybe 7 or 8 times throughout the event, and it gives you an additional good lead, because leading Tina is generally pretty bad. Tina has 2 retreat costs, so you can't just attach an energy to it and retreat into a Comfy. You're gonna have to open a switching card and a Comfy, and then you're down a switching card, which means you're getting 1 less card in the Lost Zone. So it's really important to start Comfy, so this Ditto allows you to start it more often. And a lot of times too, if I opened a Battle Pass, I was able to go Battle Pass into Ditto plus something else, and then depending on how my flower selectings went, you're able to turn the Ditto into something else. So a lot of times I would switch or a rope or cart the Ditto into the active, turn it into a Giratina, attach, and then use the Abyss Seeking attack. So this Ditto is very versatile throughout the whole day. One of the best cards. I only got punished for playing this Ditto once throughout the tournament, where I top decked it in a scenario I just needed like a playable card. So I would definitely say Ditto pulled its weight. It was incredibly good throughout the event.
Oh.
Yeah, this might be the craziest view. Look at that.
This is like way better than Chicago skyline right now.
Yeah, a little courtyard down there too. Wow, we were really far up.
Yeah, 24th floor.
The rest of the list is honestly pretty vanilla. We have 4 Colors, 2 Roxanne, 2 Boss. I did kind of miss Iono throughout the event, but I felt like this will end up being fine. This is 4 VIP and 4 Gate, the 2 best cards in the deck. 3 Nest Ball. 3 Nest Ball maybe is a little greedy. Maybe you can fit the 4th one in here, but I think with the slot, it's either the 4th Nest Ball or the Ditto. And while it is important to find basic Pokemon, I think it's more important to lead a Comfy. So what do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 basics. 4 of them are your Comfy. 5 of them are your Comfy. So it should be a little bit better than 40% to lead a Comfy, which is pretty solid. And as long as you're not leading Tina, Tina's fat, so you don't want to lead him. The Super Rod count was fine. The Rope count was fine. The Switch Card count was fine. If you are really scared of Turbo, you can definitely throw in the 3rd Switch Card in here. And then you can play that over the regular Switch. The regular Switch is pretty good throughout the day to get Tina V-Star out of the active if needed. The energy count, it also might be a little bit greedy. I know a lot of people opt for the 4th jet energy over the 2nd water, but I ninja'd a lot throughout this event. I might have attacked with ninja like 4 or 5 times. I won my round 1 with ninja. Actually, the Radiant Greninja's attack was the first attack I announced in this tournament, which is pretty funny to say. But this energy count felt really good all day. If you wanted to find room for the 4th jet energy, I wouldn't blame you. I feel like jet is incredible in this deck. 3 path was perfect. You saw it enough, but you don't want to open multiple, so I think 3 is the perfect number for this deck.
Day 0, Friday. Venue's not that packed, but it is quite tall. There's a lot of room in this venue, so hopefully it won't be too crowded tomorrow when everyone's moving and shaking in here. And the promo this weekend is going to be that good old Gita. But we did get the Charizard mat, which is pretty sick. I'm a big fan of this one. And then I traded in some bulk, got a UPC, and then we got rid of some of our Worlds merch too. Got a bunch of Switch cases left, so hopefully I can not have those by the end of the weekend. But yeah, we'll open this UPC probably when I get back to the hotel, and I'll leave it in the vlog.
I want to play this deck because Abyss Seeking is such a broken attack. It was able to get me 7 in the Lost Zone, I think twice on turn 1, where you go Comfy, Colress, Giratina, and if you get that turn 1, it is really hard for a lot of decks to keep up with you. I also felt this deck had a really good Charizard matchup, and that deck was getting a lot of hype recently. I think this deck is also really good into Gardevoir. It's really good into Miraidon. Miraidon has a hard time killing multiple Tinas, especially because almost no list, maybe there's one person out there that plays it, but Sky Seal Stone is pretty much non-existent. Takes 5 energy to kill a Giratina with Raichu. And as long as you can weave in 1 prizers here and there, it's really tough for them to beat that.
We are, it is 10 o'clock currently, Canadian time. We left Illinois at 5 a.m. and we are here in Canada. We got dinner, we got some dessert, and we are back in the room now. I'm going to play Tina. Trevor's in the bathroom right now. I'm pretty sure he's, what did he say, playing Miraidon?
I think he's on Miraidon.
He's playing Miraidon. Nathan over there is going to be playing Charizard, and of course Colin is going to be playing some variation of Mew, probably Fusion. So I'm going to beat him in the finals tomorrow. That'd be an interesting tech in that deck.
Yeah.
But I'm going to select some flowers and go to bed. We're here, Toronto, right before round 1. This place is packed to the brim. I'm in line right now. I want to get some coffee before this event starts, so wish me luck. I'm going to go 9-0, and I'll catch y'all guys in the next little update.
If we go into my matchups, we're going to look over here. So round 1, I hit Guardy. I win this 101. We go into time. Round 2, I hit Dylan Gunn. Shout out to Dylan. He actually made top 8. So I was happy I was able to play against him. This game came down to the wire. We were in game 3, and I Path Roxanne my opponent, and they were able to comfy into a Colress and end up winning them the game. Pretty unfortunate for me. Hit Adam round 3. Adam was a really nice guy. I managed to beat him 2-1 with Goodra. I believe I scooped game 2 pretty early. He's playing Goodra, nice guy. Edgar, I don't remember too much about this game. I ended up winning that.
Alright, update after round, this is 4 now. 3-1, I just 2-0'd a Guardy. It's a good matchup, and then my opponent prized 2 EX game 2, so that was really unfortunate for them. So I managed to get the win there. So we're 3-1. There's no lunch break today, so I'm gonna go use the bathroom and then try to find some grub after this. But we're looking good so far. We gotta hopefully hit a couple more Guardies and some other good matchups. We're still on the Dodge Lugia train, so we're doing it so far. Dodged all 4 of them so far. Did I update? So I think round 2 I hit Turbo, which is already a bad matchup, but they were also playing Bravery Charm, so that didn't help. I ended up losing that one. It was really close. I kind of bricked game 3, but you know, you have to play it out, and I almost ended up winning, but my opponent, I Path Roxanne them, and then they get a Comfy into a Colress, which ended up winning them the game, which is kind of unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. And then round 3, I hit Argu. It's a really good matchup for me. I won the die roll, so I was able to clean that up games 1 and 3. Game 2, I had some bad beats off of like, you know, just bad, awkward Colresses and Abyss Seeking, so that was unfortunate, but I was able to clean that one up. So 3-1 going into round 4. Hopefully I can keep it up and hopefully not lose anymore.
This one was crazy.
All right, we just finished round, what is it, 6? Round 6. I finished round 6. I got the 2-1 victory versus Fusion Mew, and I think you, what did you? You got the 2-0 versus DT Mew. So Mew, Chicago victim. Sorry, Colin.
Spiritomb go crazy.
Spiritomb does go crazy. We're both at 4-2 right now. Colin was 4-1 last time I talked to him, so we'll see. Hopefully he's 5-1 now going into the next round.
Game 1 versus Mew, my opponent gets a double prize penalty, but I'm never able to find Tina V-Star throughout the entire game. I think I see one basically when it's too late. My opponent was at 2 prize cards, and so I wasn't able to get enough tax in with Tina to be able to win the game. And then game 2, I won pretty handily, and I remember game 3, I prized double path, heavy ball, Spiritomb. I took 4 prizes, and my last 2 prizes were heavy ball and Spiritomb. So that's just unfortunate. Let's see, round 6, I hit the this is Fusion Mew. I won that one 2-0, I'm pretty sure. Round 7, I thought this was going to be the end of my run, actually. This is when I hit Colorless Lugia, which is probably your worst matchup. I think this matchup is like 65-35. It's awful. But I lost the die roll, and I somehow was able to win game... Or no, I think I actually lost game 1. Yeah, my opponent led a Snorlax. It was able to attach to it and then attach it the next turn. Got, I think, their third turn, double Archeops. So that game was awful. Game 2, I'm able to go Path Tomb, a couple in the Lost Zone turn 1. Cramorant the active on the second turn. My opponent doesn't find the V-Star or Path Bump. So taking that prize with Cramorant is huge, taking those 2 prize cards, because now if my opponent is ever forced to bench a Lumineon to get a supporter, that's an easy boss target, and then you can just V-Star a Lugia because they're always going to have a Lugia in play. So that's really nice. I was able to squeak that win out. That one was really tough. And then round 8, I played against Edward. This one was also really close and down to the wire. I remember winning game 1 pretty convincingly, losing game 2 pretty convincingly, and then game 3, my opponent told me to go first, which I think is a mistake. I think as Turbo, you still want to go first to be able to get a bunch in the Lost Zone to get that early Sableye pressure, because if you let the Tina player go first, it gives them extra time to set up. As far as you maybe get the first knockout, but if the game is prolonged, the Tina usually wins. So you want to give Tina the least amount of turns as possible. So I was able to squeak that one out.
I just won a game against Turbo Kyogre. I somehow I was 4-2 and I needed to win my next 2. I played against Single Strike Lugia and Ogre, which are like abysmally bad matchups. Lost game 1 in both sets and managed to run it back 2-0 and end up winning both of those sets. So, hey man, hopefully my last round opponent wants to take this ID, guarantee some points, so I can go into day 2 and cross this 200-point threshold. So put me at a third of the way to my invite. So we're cooking, baby.
Yeah, let's see if we can get that 6-3, man, because, you know, be my best finish yet, so.
Yes, sir. Day 2's coming soon, man.
Number 9, I played against Michelle. Really nice guy. I think he was from a French Providence in Canada. Excuse me if I'm wrong. But he was a really nice guy. I took the ID. I wanted to just get into day 2. I know Gardevoir is a good matchup. Obviously, I didn't know what my opponent was playing at the time. They could have very well been playing Colorless Lugia, and, you know, they clap me up, and I don't get to go into day 2. Whatever, I go into day 2, 6-2-1.
What is your name, and what did we just do?
I'll tell you about Michelle, and we ID.
Hi, Michelle. We're in day 2 now. Woo!
What's your goal for tomorrow?
Win the whole event, right?
I gotta
Aim big, right? Aim big, yeah! One man versus a banana costume. Just got done with round 1 of day 2. I hit Fusion Mew, and thankfully I was able to win the die roll, and I VIP passed for a Spiritomb. I put down Path to the Peak, and game 1 was pretty much over from there. My opponent wasn't really able to set up a board. They kind of drew bad, and on top of the Path Spiritomb, it was just too much. And then game 2, my opponent, hi, how you doing? Oh, the other side CCG? Oh, okay. And then game 2, I had the Spiritomb in my opening hand. I've had Comfy in the active with Spiritomb. That felt really dirty to do. So my opponent wasn't able to draw any cards off of his Genesect turn 1. So then I was able to get a pretty good start. I whiffed the turn 1 Cram attack, but I still got like 3 Comfy. So I was able to get the turn 3 Mirage Gate, which was pretty strong. I was able to knock out a Mew V. So going into 7-2-1.
Round 11, I hit Jalen Jones. This is probably one of the nicest people I've ever played against. Nothing but nice things to say about this guy. This guy was super cool.
Just got off round 2 of day 2, and I managed to finally hit a Charizard. I played 14 rounds at Peoria. I gave my opponent the win in the last round of Peoria, so didn't play that one. Didn't hit a single Charizard that whole event. 9 rounds day 1, didn't hit a single Charizard, and I finally hit a Charizard round 2 of day 2. I 2-0'd them. Game 1 was pretty close. I led like Tina 5 energies, and I Abyss Seeking twice. That Tina got sacrificed to the Charizard gods, and then I was able to run it back with a combination of Star Requiem plus Lost Impact plus Sableye and Roxanne Path. Game 2, my opponent didn't get a great start, and I was able to go for the turn 1 Cramorant to knock out one of his 2 Charmanders in play, and then I was able to just win pretty much off like Path Roxanne into like Star Requiem. And so we're 8-2-1 now going into the next round, so let's see if we can keep it up.
Unfortunately, he was playing Charizard. Tina 1000 zeros his deck is just like, I would say it's Charizard's worst matchup in the metagame by a lot. And I was able to win this one 2-0. I think one of the games I went like attached to Tina, Abyss Seeking Pat, like Abyss Seeking, like that's it. That's all I did. And I think turn 2, my opponent got Rare Candy Charizard. And then it was my turn. I benched a Tina, attached to the bench Tina, Abyss Seeking again, and I somehow was able to win that game. Round 12 at Emilio. I had some pretty good luck against Emilio. I got judged like 4 times throughout the set, and I think 3 of those times I drew a Colress off of it. And so that's just really lucky. I think Miraidon's a really good matchup for me. Anyway, this one was scary because I did lose game 1, but I was able to run it back games 2 and 3. Round 13, I hit Jackson Ford. This dude was also really nice. I won game 1 by the very skin of my teeth. I concealed carded away a Jet Energy, and I was like, well, I have to draw a boss to win. And I ripped the boss. I had like 7 or 8 cards left in deck, so it's improbable, but sometimes you just gotta get lucky, right? I scooped game 2 pretty early to be able to make time for game 3 because I was in a pretty bad spot. Game 3, I'm going first.
Oh man, just came off an unfortunate loss to Turbo, so that puts me now at 9-3-1, so I'm out of contention for top 8 now, but I can win these next 2 and clutch up to 16, so 16 is not a bad finish. I played against Turbo, game 1, I ended up winning. I bossed a Raikou, killed it for game. Game 2, I didn't open very well, so I got cooked, and then game 3, I say, all right, I'm gonna go second, so I can, rip in a Colress and Tina, and my opening hand is like Path, Rope, Tina, a bunch of energy, so I'm not really able to do anything. I just go attach to Tina, Abyss Seeking, didn't draw anything. My opponent misses the D-Knight, thankfully. I draw for turn, I drew the Ditto, which, whatever, it sucks. Bench the Ditto, Abyss Seeking again, still got nothing. I got D-Knighted, and then my Ditto died, and yeah, that game was over, so hopefully I can hit some more Charizards or some Guardies or some Arceuses and clutch up this 16. So I know Tyler, how are you doing over here?
Sad, man. Sad.
You sad? You going out bad?
We're gonna win the last 2.
Yeah, he's gonna clutch up these last 2, and my boy, my producer Nunez over here, he's vibing.
Moral support.
Moral support, appreciate you.
Oh, heartbreaking. And then I bench the Splup Ditto, I Tina, and then I get D-Knighted, and then the game's pretty much over there because I don't draw anything playable off of the Abyss Seeking. This one really sucked because if I was able to win this, I would have been on a win-in for top 8, because I believe at the time I was, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was 9-2-1, so I would have been 10-2-1, when the next one 11-2-1, and then I D for 35. While I'm not guaranteed at 35 points because 35 was the bubble, I would have won my first 4 rounds, so it would have probably been pretty good. If I have to play on my last round or 2, it is what it is. Round 14, I 2-0'd Rapid Strike. Won game 1 pretty handily. I think out of all the Lost Box variants, Tina definitely handles Rapid Strike the best, aside from maybe Goodra, because Goodra's just fat and doesn't die. But having Star Requiem to one-shot stuff is really good. I believe game 2, my opponent had a slight misplay, It was kind of a misplay, but I don't think my opponent was familiar with the ruling where they had an Urshifu V with a double energy on it, the Rapid Strike energy. They play a stadium card and then retreat the Urshifu, or retreat whatever was in the active, I think it was an Inteleon V, into the bench, put Urshifu in the active, then they played Research, and then they evolve into Urshifu VMAX, and then Gale Thrust and say, I hit you for 150. I told them, no, it's actually not how that works. Because you had the Urshifu V go from the bench to the active and then evolve, that Pokemon is not Urshifu V anymore, it's Urshifu V Max. So the way that it's ruled, it's like old Gliscopod GX, where if you have a Wimpod, you put Wimpod in the active, and then you evolve it into Gliscopod, you actually don't get the additional 120 from First Impression, and Urshifu just basically has Fighting type First Impression. So my opponent does 30 damage to a Giratina V instead of the 150, and that is a huge momentum swing in my favor. It actually ends up losing my opponent the game later because with that extra damage, I believe they were able to Yoga Loop me and then take an additional knockout with like a Gale Thrust or the Inteleon VMAX's attack to be able to knock out that said Tina they would put up 150 on. So that match probably would have gone at a time and maybe a tie, but I ended up getting the win because of that misplay. Round 15, I hit Ian Robb. Game 1, I brick really bad, but it's like he also kind of drew okay. He opened like a VIP and like 2 basics, but he didn't really do much after that. He like turned to Mirage Stepped and then did a bunch of trading, and I think on the 3rd turn I was able to Shuriken or Moonlight Shuriken, Water Shuriken, whatever the Greninja's attack is, and kill 2 Curlias, getting a little bit momentum back in my favor. But you know, as the game progressed, I just kind of wasn't able to establish a lot of board state, and so I ended up losing that game. I like Path Roxanne him into like boss collapsed at one point, which was really unfortunate because I needed a Tina to win the game. But it is what it is. Game 2, I opened okay, but it gets to a turn where I have to find a Sableye to put myself into a really advantageous situation. Sorry, I just got out of work and my brain's fried. And so I'm like, okay, I need to find a Sableye. If I can find both Sableye, I can set up both Sableye, and it's like damn near a checkmate scenario. Maybe not a checkmate scenario, but it gets me to a point where I'm very much in the driver's seat. And so I Colress, I Comfy, I Ninja, and I am left with 2 cards in my deck, both being Sableyes. So I am not able to produce an attack that turn, and it puts Ian far enough ahead that I can probably not win the game, but I keep playing it out anyway, right? I'm down a game. There's no point in not playing it out. And then it eventually gets to a board state where I think Ian has like a Gardevoir EX, a Shining Arcana, a Ninja, and like a Manaphy. And so I go, all right, Path Roxanne, do some damage. I don't remember what I hit. I might have knocked out like another Arcana or something. I don't remember. But Ian draws for turn. Obviously, he's thinned his deck a lot. You know, he's a phenomenal player, so I'm sure he prepared for this scenario. But it was really unfortunate. I believe he was already down a Collapse and a Worker. So when he Arcana'd, and then he had, 5 cards in hand after that? Because he had 2 off Roxanne, draw for turn, and then Arcana. And he was able to go bench Mew V, boss up my Greninja, and then play Collapse Stadium, get rid of his Ninja on the bench with I think it had 80 damage or 90 damage, something like that. I was putting pings on it from Sableyes after knocking out something else. So it accumulated some damage for sure. And that put him at 1 prize. I didn't have a Sableye ready. I didn't have a Giratina ready to be able to soak up a hit from the Gardevoir. I was down double Roxanne, so there was nothing there for me to be able to win the game, so I scooped it up. Shout out to Ian. I think he ended up 15th or 16th place, so thankfully he was able to bubble in, so I'm really happy for him. Unfortunately, I had to play a $2,000 money match against, a top 10, 15 player in NA, so oh well, you win some, you lose some. I was feeling really good. I started 3-0, and then the unfortunate brick to Jackson put me out of top 8 contention, and then I was able to fight back around 14, and then unfortunately I lost around 15, so it still gave me a top 64, which is, fine, but it sucks. I was a couple spots away from getting some money, but
I got 37th or something. I don't know. I bubbled 32. I fucking suck. He sucks. Would you win your Two below you. Hey, I'm 2 points up. Hey, yo, T Shiesty, what happened? What'd you end up finishing?
Bro, trash, bro. I'm trying to go home.
Yeah, for real. What about you, Bernardo? I heard you got farmed in Tap Tap Simulator.
I thought, bro. Tap Tap Simulator.
Bro, I'll just be donating money, fam.
Alright, you guys ready for these bomb-ass packs?
So you're actually scratched though?
Yeah, the tie actually should have
Throw
won.
him, bro.
He said like with gentlemen, like we gentlemen to go to the game, my portrait was for sure superior. I missed a knockout. He had DPL in game 2, and I just like for 12 cards, I missed a DPA. The next card was the DPA.
Okay, there's a cup near me.
Oh my god, it was upside down, dude. It's a misprint.
Bobby!
I'll give you $1 for it.
You want to
Dude,
eat somewhere?
I'd rather just throw it away.
You could buy it.
16 max league cup.
McChicken.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a chunk.
That's my idea.
You can buy like McChicken with that.
Yeah, thank you, Toronto. Kidding.
Wait, Chicago locals are weird. Just play this one time and you might win.
I don't know. I'm seeing it. I guess it's
Just body him right on.
Oh, he told me what happened.
Oh, Pidgey and a reverse Pidgeot? Sheesh.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just ingrained into my brain
It
rot.
was like recent, bro. Damn, we're all just chilling now, huh? Whole squad not chilling.
No, I'm like, nah.
Yo, Tyler, so we playing Lost Box
damn, that's
Gomorrah?
crazy. It's next weekend is like triple.
It did well in
He
Japan.
tried to make it good.
Isn't that?
Oh, illustrious.
Hey, you never know, fam.
Let's go this weekend. For $136 this weekend. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, holy shit, 136 bucks.
Where did Abe get that staff shirt?
Honestly,
He just remugged somebody for it.
No, I don't want you to miss your own.
Well, I go to another company here. It's fine.
Charge him $20 for it.
Oh, Altar Rev Room?
Why did you get it?
This is in Long Island. Oh, that's cool.
Damn, that feels bad.
Dragonite sucks.
Can I still get a secret Charizard?
They mixed up the packs randomly.
No, he doesn't.
Dragonite fucking sucks. You
What's on the store? Maybe the store that
Yeah,
says Colin
yeah.
wants dice? Colin has all the
$25
dice.
league challenge, best of
I just want mine to sell.
The swag dice.
Oh, that one? No, not really. He's trying to
Charge him $20 for it.
He wants that one. Let me see your dice set. Let me see what dice set. Let me swap the dice. There's only one you want to
So it's not random.
Is it at least a nice one? I have. Oh, bro, I want the Pokemon one.
I had so many state championship guys. These are lit. That's why I don't want to get rid of them.
Is this the one? I just know Colin has pink dice.
Last pack magic.
Yeah. So Colin when he cares. I have some non-pink dice on here. Canadian dice. Canadian.
Yeah!